Oh yes, man. Welcome to the Wild West Radio TV, and this is DJ Grizzly, and we are the voice of the West. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the full show of whatever's going to be happening or whatever you'll be hearing today, because we are bringing the juice. I'm hanging out with the one and only Rocboi, and what's up, man?
Yeah, what's good, man?
Yeah. Sharp, man, sharp. I want to say to everybody that said we are at war, we are in one room today.
I don't know where it actually came from. I'm like, hey, people just like beef. Hey,
you know, what's in this thing, man? KFC would not be what it is without chicken liquor.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Same, if you can't have a comparison of certain things, they really don't work out.
Yeah, and it's health competition. It's
It
pushes the next person to try to do better.
Definitely.
That's the thing,
you know?
Yeah. So people wanted to think it's like the actual beef. That's one, no, it's not even the case.
Nah, man, it's all respect out here, you know?
It's all love, man.
So, Rock, man, I want to start way back, you know? At gallery days.
Yeah.
Now, I know you used to work at a radio station. Which radio station was it? Metro FM.
Yeah, Metro FM.
Yeah, man. And to those that don't know, Rock used to work at Metro FM, right?
Yeah.
And I remember the time you left the station.
Yeah.
You were a DJ or presenter?
No. I was content producer.
Okay.
Yeah, for the Friday night show.
Yeah.
It was called The House of Swag with Timo Touch and Christos Mixwell. Yeah.
Alright, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you do have some knowledge of radio. Actually, not even some, like knowledge for radio and how it works and how it runs.
I specialized in radio, actually.
Yeah, from Boston Media House.
Boston Media House, yeah. It was my specialty.
Yeah.
So, love for radio, it's been there, it'll always be there.
So, you getting?
I didn't stop. I think the pause was due to politics then.
Okay.
And going back to a station, you go to Metro, like a YFM, they'll tell you, no, you have to start at the internship program.
Yeah.
And like, but
guys,
I've accumulated this much experience for a national radio station.
Yeah.
And then you guys want me to start at the bottom again? No, I can't.
Yeah.
So it's been that journey. But I'm still knocking on doors.
Yeah.
I still have hope. You know. So because knowledge is still there. The love is still there. So
Alright, man. So establishing. I'm gonna take it down to the future, like far.
Yeah.
No, establishing a Rocboi entertainment. What pushed you to do that instead of just finding people to help you do whatever you wanted to do?
I think it was always based on I want to do something by myself.
Okay.
Sometimes you feel you might get help wherever, but you want to own something.
Yeah.
It's ownership is always better. You don't want an issue of this guy, we helped him to be where he is today. Without us, he'd be nothing. So you'd rather just build yourself from the bottom up with the help of others, obviously, but you being the main driver.
Yeah.
You'd rather have a passenger knocking on your shoulder, a guy too.
Because the thing is, I'm asking you this, man, because I come across a lot of people that really feel because they have talent or because they have certain skills, they need to be helped and they can't help themselves.
It's a 50-50 kind of thing. It's a really, really a 50-50 thing. It's borderline friends, so sometimes you do need the help regardless of your talent, skills and whatever. You might just need that shoulder to just lift you higher, So that's about it type thing.
So you'd advise on someone trying to get help or someone going independent. Where would you fall on this?
Find a balance.
Yeah.
Find a balance. That's the best advice I'd give. Find a balance, because without that balance, you don't want to lean too much on the independent and then uthola ukuthi uyakhabateka.
Yeah.
At the same time, you don't want to fall on too much help. and where you actually have to rely on these people. You can't do things yourself.
Yeah.
So even in future projects or whatever you want to do, you always have to rely on people.
Yeah.
You know, so it's always best, I think, to just rather start from the bottom and just be yourself there, independently, while getting help from others.
So before you played hip hop music, right? I know you played house, or reggae. Actually, why do we have reggae?
Reggae. Who played reggae then? But Kito used to play a bit of everything.
No, man. I'm not talking about a hip hop DJ.
Okay.
Odlale house, unique.
Oh, unique then. Oh, yes.
Right. So he used to play house music.
DJ Terrence used to play hip hop before.
Yeah. So what made you transition from that genre of music to hip hop music?
You know, I think the story was very simple. I was like, you know what? I learned how to DJ.
Yeah.
Now I am a DJ. I know how to mix house, but I'm like, but there's this untapped market.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, no, man, but why am I only seeing one hip hop DJ? It's just DJ Kids or J. Like, I'm like, no, man, no. let me actually, because I've got love for hip hop, so like, but why not go into this genre? You know, and let me take this guy head on, you know, and give him a run for his money, you know. So
and I remember back then, man, as hip hop was back then what it is now, just on a more popular scale, sure. But back then, I remember when people used to play hip hop, it used to be for like 5, 6, 2 people in Yana, you know.
Yeah.
So playing at that time, how did that make you feel?
You know what? There was an issue of how do you convince house heads to actually bang or actually vibe to your stuff. You know, because I know then house was like very big then, you know, so that's why when you go to a place, like maybe listening to Gito, you're like, out of 8 hours in a place, you only hear 1 hour of hip hop. You know, so and you like people actually go crazy, you know. So I'm like, you know, you always kept the faith, you need to educate people, you know, and the mixing was still bad then. You're like, hey, cut and paste, hey, but as long as you play the hits, because I mean, the hits were like you had to play the hits only, you know. So I think that transition, it worked out well eventually, you know, so
I mean, that's dope.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gents, if you want to interact with Rocboi for the show, be sure to subscribe, like I said, and you can drop your comments on the link, and I'm sure you're going to respond to them, right?
No, def.
I mean, so Amapiano has taken over, right?
Yeah.
Even if it's one beat, it's just the same as hip hop. Right?
Yeah.
How does that sound work with you as an entertainer? Like, are you loving it? Are you supporting it, or are you not really feeling it? Where are you with this sound?
Okay, in the beginning, I wasn't feeling it because I just felt I was listening to the same thing, because I was switch off after 30 minutes of a set, you know, you're like, but I'm listening to the same thing, you know what I mean? And obviously then with, you know, as it grew, people had different styles of piano, you know, different vocals, you know, because people just used to sing rubbish, to be honest, in the beginning, you know. So now these vocals are there, probably singing like dope things, you know, you can actually relate to the songs proper, you know. But I support it fully on, you know, it's our own sound, and it's making waves. Africa, but in Nigeria now, a lot of artists are now using piano. I heard some songs, they're using piano beats, you know, so I think it's really gonna grow, but my only issue is I just hope the heavyweights don't hog.
You
know, because I know people want to make money, but you know, educate the kids. You know, put them on, like give them the platform. Because if we say it's a South African thing, it can't be a South African thing owned by 10 people.
That's true. That's true.
You really need to grow it. You know what I mean? It's like the whole thing with hip hop, and you know, when Rick said, man, eventually with the hip hop thing, it's like you might get, I wouldn't call it saturated, but you also have to start looking at the young boys. That's why now then we started, you know, featuring these young boys, and these young boys are doing great now. Like,
fire
music. Like you go to Bram now, you're like, hey. These boys have crowds.
And talking about the hip hop sound, man, there's this thing going around where people are saying what hip hop is dying, you know? And that's why hip hop will victim so much.
Yeah, no, it is.
Because when a certain sound starts to grow, they say hip hop is dying.
Yeah.
You know?
Like
what's your take on that?
It's like when Drum started, it was the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, Drum has been there, but it was like, you know, when the hits are starting to roll in, like about big Nas, we're having hits there. You know, like, no, hip hop, it's dead. The same way they kill Quiet, they're hoping hip hop will die, the same they chill that. You know?
Yeah.
And it's like with piano, it's moving towards that Kwaito style.
I think
and people are just in denial.
There, you know,
people are in denial. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They don't want it. They don't want that comparison, or they don't want that merge. You know, and it's unfortunate that it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, with hip hop and J, it'll never die. That's one thing. One thing I'll tell you for free. Like, it'll never die. Even if piano had to go to the States. Like, people still consume a lot of hip hop, whether internationally, whether locally. People consume hip hop. You know,
hip hop is that older brother.
Yeah, that's the thing. You go to I checked. I haven't been. I checked it out. Rashid K has some sessions. I think Mabone.
Yeah.
You know, you check the lineup, you check the crowd. You like, but you know, and people say this thing is dead, and that's just the underground part of hip hop.
Yeah,
that's not even just the commercial. That's the underground. That's like Slaggy's type thing.
Yeah, or Rashid Sharma gig on Sundays.
I think Sundays. Yeah. So you know that's what I'm saying. So people always, like you say, the poor child is a victim. They will say, no, they won't say, Afro-pop is dead. Or, like, no, but, you know, the same way we can say, Beyonce's career is over. Can you say that? Because she hasn't released. Or Rihanna, she hasn't released in like 4 or 5 years or something. Adele took time. You say her career is over. No, they came back. When they come back, it's one of Adele's song is like making big waves now.
Man, 182 million views in 1 week.
Yeah. So that's the thing. It shows you the power. Say, you know, you can't write it off.
But the thing with these views, man, I'm gonna stray a bit. The thing with these views, who sits the whole time and watches these people's videos? 100 million.
Yeah. But you know,
I think they buy these views, man. It's just
and you know, it's funny because I was saying the same thing to say, but aren't these numbers cooked sometimes? Because
there's no.
I once saw some picture where there was some studio. I think it wasn't JC. I think it was one of these big guys.
Yeah.
They had like so many phones on the wall, and all those phones were playing the same video. So and those are streams. You know, those are streams. So I think maybe it also goes down to the algorithm. Maybe they know how the algorithm works. So I don't even go to this politics. Don't have a music video, you know. So like whatever method that they use,
because it's scaring these young ones that are coming up to always read with somebody reached 1 million views, for example, in 1 day. I mean, hey, who sits around and watches this video?
You like, you know, and I think maybe they do, because now I take an example. I have a friend of mine who used to be my neighbor. Yeah. That guy he had a TV, he never watched news, never watched soapies, never watched anything. All he did was be on YouTube. He played music videos the whole day. Literally the whole day. So that's the thing. It's accumulation, because whenever I go there, he's playing like Lil Wayne. Those are views. Those are streams, you know? So he's like, but maybe there are some of those people, and now with small TVs, some people, like, there's Netflix there, there's YouTube there, you know, so you're like, hey, maybe let me check this video. So but to some extent, I know some people obviously use some other means.
No, but talking about that, man, I was surprised when one of our viewers was viewing the show on TV. You know, like, hey, wow.
You see, so that's the thing. So that's the power. That's the power.
All right, man. So coming back to you, right? I want to touch on the picnic. You know? How did the idea of the picnic come about, man? The Rocboi picnic.
I think it was 9 years ago. 10 years ago.
Sheesh, that long.
No, the idea.
Or the foundation.
The foundation. I started, it was after the time at Metro. I was like, you know what, on September 9th, because it's my birthday, I'm like, I want to do a party, you know. So I think, you know, remember then, Bad was then. So I did the first year I did the party. Second year, you know, first day I was packed, second day I was packed again. I'm like, but no, man, you know what? This thing needs bigger space.
Yeah.
So with the third one, that's why I was like, nah, man, but you know what? I'm not gonna do it indoors. Let me try outdoors, because I love picnics. That's the thing. That's one thing about me. I love outdoors. So I'm like, why not try a picnic? And yeah, the next year I tried it, and success story first time around. I'm like, oh wow, so this can actually work. So that's how it just started.
I remember I was chilling there and drinking, and some guys were like, "Wabona, di mane akatlatsa ji, go over clip." I'm gonna kakela go right bed. I go katla ikatlatsa two clip. Yeah, man. I think you brought something to the Westrand that nobody thought is possible.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
From a specific name and a specific person
doing
this. Sure, say, you fill up Casper. You also went to those heights and those levels. And I feel like this is something that needed to be documented. Why didn't you do that?
You know what? I think I was just complacent. I think, you know, with the picnic, there's a lot of stress.
Yeah.
You know, because especially when there's no sponsors, everything's coming from your pocket. You're stressing about a lot of things. How are you going to get money? Which artists are you going to bring that are going to attract people? You know, so you don't even think about actually documenting. You know, just say, look, maybe I should have talked. You only think about it after. You're like, ish, man.
When I
opportunity missed, you know. So you start scrambling and taking videos from people, and you know. So you start maybe trying to work on a portfolio, and you're like, you know, so at least maybe this I can go show to SAP and say, finally something, you know. So, but then obviously then COVID happened. Well, now.
Sure. Yeah. So how did that affect you as an entertainer, as a human being, and as a person who has a vision for things like I'm a picnic and whatnot?
I think, you know what, it's switched up a lot of things. You know, you start thinking, you try to think out the box, you know. But even if because you know, I was telling someone when they said, when is the picnic? I'm like, but you know what, it's difficult to plan something because you need time. You need to talk to sponsors maybe 2-3 months ahead. You don't even know what's gonna happen. Next thing you plan, and next thing they close.
Level 5.
Like, you know, there was a gig I was supposed to do first day of the COVID lockdown, the Fun Republic event, like Achiso. With Kabza the Small Maporisa, you know. It stopped.
Oh yeah, I saw that post.
The Fun Republic. You know, that's the name, like I gave that name, you know, because I'm like, hey man, I can't wait for the picnic all the time. So this maybe in between do something, you know. So that's what I planned. Then stopped, you know. And unfortunately we lost money. Applied for relief, didn't get anything. So it was just like money down the drain. So you know, it is what it is what it is. But I think on the flip side, I've always wanted to downscale the picnic, because I just felt it was getting to a point where I love big crowds, but I think it was just going to be too much, unless maybe I get partnerships with other people. But I'm like, you know what, my dream was always to have something like a pop bottles, like a limited crowd, like 400-500 people, quality entertainment, like proper. So I think that's what I'm working towards now. Like when it comes back, like I wanted to make it more exclusive, you know. And that's what I'm saying. Numbers sometimes don't even mean anything. You know, yes, it's big numbers, but when disaster happens, you're the one that deals with indemnities and liabilities and all those things. You know? So with small scale, it's more controlled, more fun. There's no issues. You know, everything's smaller. So.
All right, man. So moving forward, moving forward, what is the plan, man, for Rocboi besides the picnics and whatnot, you know, like life itself, you know, and young advice within what you're gonna tell us about your life moving forward?
You know, I think it's still gonna be the same. Still gonna be doing those picnics, but like I said, small scale. I'm busy with other projects, entertainment wise. I'm gonna reveal those very soon. You know, I'm pretty excited about those. You know, I hope they actually work out. But I've got faith. You know, I'm already working on the one proposal. Like before I came here, I was working on a proposal. So hopefully by next year in March, you'll start seeing things. You know, and obviously, with the whole COVID thing, like we just need to adapt. We need to work around it. You know, we need to make us force there. You know,
man, COVID, in all honesty, like helped me out. I was procrastinating to do this.
Yeah.
Until COVID hit, I was like, listen, I'm not gonna sit around. Let me just do this, you know, because this is my passion.
No,
you know,
makes sense. Makes sense.
I mean, Rock, thank you for coming through, man.
No stress,
and in closing, man, any advice for the upcoming DJs or entertainers or people that want to host events? Just a young advice for them.
Just research, and believe in it. If you feel it's your path, go for it. You know, learn from others. You know, always be open-minded. That's it. You know, and that's it.
I mean, ladies and gents, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Wildbusher Radio TV. And yeah, man, go onto our website and check out all the shows that you haven't seen. Follow us on all social media platforms and be sure to comment on these shows. If you have any questions that you wanted me to ask Rocboi and I didn't, just post it on there and then I'm sure he'll answer. Just tag him so he can be aware of it. And then, yeah, man, surely he'll respond if he's not too busy.
Nah,
you know?
not too busy.
All right.